Hello, everyone. I just sitting out here in the man cave and decided I know it's about that time of year for maybe some kind of a cost of living deal, and you know, I did a couple of them. They weren't the greatest in the world. The breakdowns of the breakdowns. Um, there'll be 500 people out there that want to know how much does it cost me to live. Well, it's up to you, man, as they say in Thailand. Up to you. Um, can you live on $1,000 US? And you still can. Yeah. Is it what I would pick? Depends on my situation. I think I talked about it before. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. If I was in the States now, maybe I have to live with an uncle. Maybe I have to live with a cousin. Maybe I have to live with whatever. Uh, or live by myself, maybe whatever the case may be, it still isn't going to be as good a life as you can live here in Thailand on the same amount of money. It just isn't going to happen. So I mean, it's repetitive. There's a million videos out there. They're all going to say my ideal number is $2,500 US. That's like right in the sweet spot. You can, as a single man from the United States. I can't talk about what it is and how their retirements work in the UK or Australia or wherever, Germany, France. I don't know. Social Security and stuff like that in the United States. Most of the Social Security is in the 20, right close to 2,500, and it's very. It can be done. Like I said, it isn't going to be ideal. Right now, I think the bot is below 32. I think so. It's gone down considerably in the last 6 months or so. Let me get this. For some reason, I think the hair's on my hat. Sorry about that. So I'm going to do it this way. It's a cost of living video, yes. Did things, it's just like anywhere else, wherever you're at in the world. One more time. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, it makes for fun stuff, right? Um, it's all relative, to the world around you. It isn't different here in Thailand. It's gone. Stuff has gone up. A lot? No, not much. Do I still feel that you could live here on 1,000, 1,200 US? Yes, it can be done. Like I said, it's not going to be, like I said before, on top of the world, but a place to live, for 300, 250, $300 a month with an air conditioner, fully furnished, with all your utensils, everything you could possibly, linens, everything you can need, a suitcase, all you got to do. Walk out the door, get on a plane, and fly to Thailand. Well, it's a little bit more involved than that. The big thing that you have to remember is your health insurance, and then, your visas and how you're going to do that. Are you of age? How are you going to get a retirement visa? How you're going to do that. But that hasn't changed per se either. Still the same process. If you have the money, I would suggest, paying somebody here in Thailand, a company, to do it for you. That way you don't have to be bothered, don't get frustrated or anything. But you can do it. If you're trying to do it by yourself, not speaking Thai and stuff like that, it could get a little bit aggravating, I'm sure. But by the time you're here and getting around to it, maybe you've been to Thailand 5, 6 times, and you've met a couple of lady friends or guy friends or whatever. I'm sure one of them, or some of them know Thai, and they'll go with you to do it. But if you've got the money, put it aside to do that. Try to have a little bit of chunk of money, or it would be a great thing to have a chunk of money. I think it'd be nice to have a substantial chunk. But I tell everybody that asks me, I would keep 3 to 6 months of in cash. I'm a big, whether it's gold, silver, or platinum metals. I'm not into crypto. I'm not into the stock market. I'm not into any of that crap. But at that point, like I said, if you're running one air conditioner and electricity, and you run it most all the time, it's 1,000 baht, 30, $40 for electricity, $50. Internet, $20, $30. It's all cheap. Where are you going to get what's really going to regulate how you want or what you need money wise to live here is your lifestyle. Do you want to go out to the bars every night and drink $200-300 and throw away money every night? No, you're going to need $10,000 a month. But if you regulate yourself with that, like I said, that 2,500 sweet spot, I would say going out to eat. I would go out to eat every day. It's a no-brainer. It's not worth it to sit in a bachelor apartment or a one-bedroom apartment, even if you got a little kitchen. I would go out to eat 3 meals a day. It's the cheapest way to do it. But if you're like me, I'll go out and buy all sorts of stuff and have the highest expectations. But I'm always used to, cooking for 5-6 people. I've got 5 or 6 people worth of food and just me. So half of it gets thrown in the trash, so you're losing money. I would keep mama noodles, milk, cereal, peanuts, munchies, potato chips, stuff like that in the house where you wake up at 3 in the morning or you whatever, a little snack, Oreo cookies, whatever the case may be. But like I said, it's the insurances, depends on your age. I would say I could guess and guess and guess, and people can guess and whatever, but you don't know until you talk to somebody. There's 2 or 3, 5, 10, 20 companies out there. Just talk to 2 or 3 of them and see what they say. I'm gonna be 69 this year, so that 70-year-old number seems to have a. I'm lucky. My wife, I'm insured through my wife. She's younger than me, and she still works, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you're here, definitely have to get in. You have to have insurance. If you've seen any of my videos, it cost me $1 million baht because I hesitated, got sick, 2 months in intensive care, another month in the hospital. $1 million baht later, I went, geez, I wish I would have made the decision a week before it happened. That was 4 or 5 years ago almost now. I'm going to be here coming on 7 years in November, so I can't even believe it's went by that quick. But like I said, all relative. If you feel comfortable on 2 wheels, I would say that would be the cheapest way to go, and then eventually get a car or something. But otherwise, they've got great transportation to go around and see Thailand, at least in Thailand. Flights are cheap out of Thailand to places like, what would it be, the Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, all the Southeast Asia countries. But inside Thailand, you can go anywhere, like on a train if you like the slow boat to China type deal. Enjoy yourself and go on a train. And it costs you like nothing, $10, $3, $9, crap to go around. And the hotels are cheap if you're trying to stay on the straight and narrow. I want to say between 500 and 800 baht a night. You can get a decent hotel, more on the Thai style side with the breakfast, and that would be like $15, $18, $20. So you're definitely, even at that $2,500 range, you're pretty much, you can do that a couple times a month, go away for 3, 4, 5 days, and have little mini vacations, go here and there. That's what I did when I first got here. So the big deal is your visa, your medical insurance, when you buy a bike or whatever, you get a kind of a cheesy little policy, insurance wise, to take if you break your finger or something like that. But there are policies out there. I think I paid 20,000 baht for full coverage on my truck right in that area, and that's like, what is that, $600? Is that right? I'm horrible. Let me do this so that we don't. We had right now it's right around 32. So let me pull up my trusty deal here. So I think it was 22,000. 22,000 divided by 32. $687 for the year. That's for full coverage. Anything that goes wrong with my truck, blah blah blah. Health insurance, I think you can get where it costs you about $100 a month. $1,200 for the year, $1,500, and I'm just throwing numbers out there. You got to check it all out anyway. But like I said, if you're tight and can control your money, I never been on a budget before in my life before I came to Thailand, and then it wasn't much of a budget. I had more than enough money to survive. I was lucky, But if you don't, like I said, where are you going to live in the United States for $1,200? It's going to cost you $900 for an apartment. Rent a room is going to cost you $600, maybe more. Maybe I'm being nice, So there's half your money gone. You have no internet, no phone, no transportation, nothing, But if you have a little scooter, you can pick up a scooter for 20,000-30,000 baht, So again, in that under $1,000, you can have a scooter, get your insurance, pay for it for the year, get a good insurance on it, and if you feel comfortable. Not the ideal place in the world to be out there riding around on two wheels. Let me tell you, I'm never going to stop, so I'll go and do it. And I love it. But if you don't feel comfortable, then use the local buses, trains. If you want to live in a city in Bangkok where they have their BTS system, their trains in the air, you're got no problem. You can go anywhere you want. So that's the basic gist of it. I don't want to, spend 30 minutes me rambling. Can you live in Thailand on 1,000, 1,200? Yes. What do I think is that I'll probably name this living, cost of living in Thailand the sweet spot, 2,500, and then you've got all your stuff, your money for your for your visas and for all your stuff, your driver's license, your bank accounts, you can do everything with that. But it hasn't changed a lot, a little bit. Nitnoy, that's my big Thai language in 7 years. But like I said, $200-300 for a one-bedroom apartment, maybe even by the ocean, a 5-minute, 10-minute scooter ride from the water. You go out and, like I said, you eat. Maybe it costs you 30-40 baht. $1.50 for each meal. So 1, 2, 3. Maybe you're spending $10 a day, for eating, and then you go out and buy your stuff. 7-Elevens here. If you haven't been to Thailand, there's 9 million of them here, and they sell everything pretty much. You can go in there and get your toothbrush and toothpaste and toilet paper and whatever. They have Macro, they have Big C, you'll figure out all this stuff. But the bottom line is, it can be done. It's way more ideal as far as I'm concerned than living, or trying to live in the United States. It just wouldn't be. I'd much rather be here looking and roaming around Thailand than in. Nothing wrong with the States. I love the States, but it's just me. So anyway, if you have any questions, put them in the comment deal, and I'll answer them. And I do live streams twice a week, usually on Wednesday or Thursday or Saturday and Sunday. And just a bunch of people, not much. There's like 20-30 people that come in on the live stream. Same people that have been talking to each other for a long time. A lot of good advice, a lot of good people. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. And I'll catch you on the next one.